A big story in the Charlotte area is a bit of this heat wave. Starting today, those temperatures are going to feel like the 100s, and it is definitely dangerous for our really everybody, our Carolinians, especially for some of our most vulnerable populations, people living with dementia, facing unique risks as their condition can impair their ability to recognize that they're in danger. So I want to bring in here live now Chris Schneider from the Alzheimer's Foundation of America, which just released some critical safety guidance for families. Chris, thanks for joining me this morning.
Great to be with you. Thanks for having me on, Jane.
So, Chris, why are people with dementia or Alzheimer's at such high risk during heat waves like the one we're going to experience starting today?
Well, Jane, as you mentioned, everybody is at risk when you have heat index temperatures rising to the hundreds, but especially somebody living with dementia. And that's because of the way dementia impacts the brain. Somebody living with dementia may not recognize that they're thirsty, maybe may not remember that they're not drinking enough. They may not be able to detect temperature changes as quickly as somebody who doesn't have dementia. And that's why it's really important for caregivers to be proactive and prepared in situations like this.
There's a concern wandering, which is what it sounds like, isn't it? Talk to me about this.
Wandering is a very common behavior among individuals living with dementia. It's also potentially dangerous because wandering is not just taking a walk outside. When somebody wanders with dementia, they can quickly become disoriented, they can become lost, they may not know how to call for help or who to call for help, or even if they need to call for help. And when you have temperatures now in the triple digits, where heat stroke can take effect in a matter of minutes, that situation becomes even more critical. And that's why it's so important for caregivers to watch for the signs of wandering. One of the most important things they can do is that wandering is often an expression of an unmet need. So make sure that their basic needs are being met. Do they have food? Are they drinking? Do they need to use the restroom? Paying attention to details like that can help prevent wandering, as can also having stimulating activities in the home, because oftentimes, especially if the person was very active before the onset of dementia, they may want to go outside for a sense of stimulation. They may want to feel a sense of purpose. So have activities in the home where it's safe, where it's cool, that they can do, whether it's different, creating a walking path around the home, having crafts, having other kinds of activities that can be cognitively stimulating. Give them that sense of stimulation without having to go outside.
And isn't it important to have some of that medical information handy in case something goes left real quick?
Without a doubt, and that's something you want to have at all times. So whether that's a photo of the person, a recent photo of the person, also have a list of familiar destinations that they like to frequent, whether it's a special park that they enjoy going to, or if they lived in the area, maybe they had a home that they no longer live in or a job they used to go to frequently. Have a list of those on hand so that if, God forbid, your loved one does wander, that you can provide that to first responders and help reduce the search and rescue time dramatically. Because in a situation like that, every moment is critical.
We talk about hydration here a lot and not even feeling thirsty to keep on drinking water and stay hydrated. For caretakers, what should they be watching for?
Well, certainly you want to encourage hydration as much as you can, but you also want to watch for the warning signs of heat-related illnesses. And that can be excessive sweating, that can be hot, dry, red skin, that could be confusion, that could be muscle cramps. You want to watch for all of that. And again, this is where caregivers need to be proactive, because somebody with dementia may not recognize that in themselves, but they also may not be able to communicate that they're thirsty or that they're overheating. So that's where you need to be a backup here and really be proactive. And certainly if you see things like somebody fainting, if somebody exhibits excessive confusion, you want to call 911 immediately.
All right, very good. I was just going to say, when is it that time that you call 911? And then a lot of folks here don't have air conditioning. So what are other options there?
Well, a lot of municipalities will open cooling centers at times like this. So look into your municipalities, whether it's the county agency, whether it's a local government, find out where those cooling centers are. Or you could go to, if you don't have a friend's house that's nearby, you could go to a library, you could go to some kind of other public place where you can go cool down. Certainly if you start seeing somebody overheating immediately and they don't have air conditioning, apply cool compresses, if you have fans, whatever you can do to cool the person down quickly. But again, this is where caregivers really need to be an extra set of eyes to make sure that their loved one is safe. And all of this information is available on the Alzheimer's Foundation of America's website, which is alzfdn.org, or you can call our helpline at 866-232-8484 and speak to one of our licensed social workers.
Perfect. Chris Schneider from the American Alzheimer's Foundation of America with some vital information as we hit these next few days, especially beginning of summer. Thank you so much for your time.